we have one more data type, that is a float data type. Okay, the float data type is used to represent like okay, decimal values or floating values, to represent like floating values. How we can represent? For suppose f is equal to 890.78. Okay, now if you want to print the type of f, what is the output? Simply we are going to get a float type. Okay, float type. Now here we can represent the floating type by using exponential form also. Then how in the sense, for suppose a is equal to like 1.2 e power 3. Okay, now here instead of that e, now we can use like capital E also, no issues on that. Then if I print like this a value, we are going to get around 1200.0, we are going to get in the form of floating values. If you observe that output, simply a is equal to 1.2 e power 3. Now if I print of a, now see here we got like a 1200.0, like this we are going to get. Okay, now any type of value we can use it. It's converting like hexadecimal, octal format, any value we can use it to convert like a floating points. Okay, next the complex data type we have. Okay, complex data type. So mean by the complex. Okay, the naming by seeing that name complex, not complex. Okay, already we know that this about like complex data type. Okay, in the sixth and seventh standards, we executed like a lot of examples based on this complex data type. Simply here, a plus bj, bi or bj. Okay, now b plus cj, like this. We have like, okay, here this a is what we can call like a real part. Okay, in the b here we can call it imaginary part. Okay, now here a is what? Real part. Okay, real part. Now b is here imaginary part. Okay, imaginary part. In the a itself we can use any values. Okay, in the b also we can use it, but observe carefully here. Here like a 2 plus 3j. Okay, now 2.3 plus 4.5j. Again like a 34 plus like a 67j. Like this also we can use the values. Okay, in the real part, if we use into value, then we can specify that either by decimal or octal or binary or hexadecimal form. We can represent any type, not only two values. We can represent like a octal format, hexadecimal format, like a, okay. Now binary format also we can represent. But imaginary part should be whatever the imaginary part we have. This imaginary part should be specified only in using decimal form. Okay, decimal form. Okay, in the decimal form only we can represent. Now here if you observe that, now I will take like one example to